you mentioned that you have 15 people on your team,
yes.
and that's one of the largest SEO teams. There are not many that are larger than 15. And so my question is, it's a bit twofold. So the first part is, what did you do when you came on board? You didn't hire 15 people.
No.
So I'm assuming a lot of them were there. So let's talk about what happened, and then I'll ask my next question.
So for me, when I joined the company, I tried to understand what has been the existing strategy for the last 12 to 18 months. And it was actually funny because I joined, and then I also had an immediate manager join at the same time. So we're two new people into like a real strong team that, they've got their dynamics, they've worked with each other for the last 12 to 24 months. So sometimes it can be a bit daunting, and you've got to build those relationships with your staff. So what I tried to understand was, again, what's the overarching strategy been for the last 12 to 24 months? A good indication or a good place to start is have a look at their goals. What goals have been defined for the last 12 months? Because, at certain levels of SEO, you're measured on your goals. And this is where I talk about, you can easily get isolated into one specific job because that's all your goals reflect that you need to achieve. As soon as you start diversing away from that bubble, it's like, oh, you haven't met this goal, you don't get your bonus, staff are upset, you don't get the deliverable. So I was trying to understand, where the teams have been, where the staff are working well. And, having worked with many SEO teams, there were a few gaps, but I wasn't going to come in and completely roadblock the whole team. You've got to, it's almost like your team are little babies, and you need to grow with them. They'll start to learn your personality, they'll start to learn your approach. And, if you give them an overarching vision, and then show them a couple of examples can go such a long way. It's really, really easy to say, I want to do X, Y, and Z as a director, right? If you're not hands-on and you don't show your team, this is an expectation of a deliverable, then they've got no way to learn or evolve. So again, it was understanding where the gaps were and then slowly interjecting some of my vision and then start building those foundations. It was almost like, there were just a couple of bricks missing. And like I say, I'll always look for the positive in people. I believe everyone's got strengths, irrelevant of experience that they may have had in the past. So, it can be tough because you might get someone who may be disruptive in the team. You've got to understand what's the cause of some of the disruption. It could be that they don't fully understand. It might be that they're not getting the right education within the role. They've got no one to aspire to. So again, it's going through a process, nurturing your team from day one. And I love taking my team out on a monthly basis, every single month without fail. We'll go and have lunch, and it's just time away from the office, everyone to get to have some fun. So, you've got to give your teams a break. They work their asses off, and, it's tough. SEO isn't like paid search. It's not, here's black and white rules for paid search, and don't get me wrong, PPC I'm not saying is easy. It can be very complex, but with SEO, it's not simple anymore. And I think as I evolve, I've still got a lot to learn. I don't think I know everything, but I'm trying to focus on my strengths and work to those strengths and learn from like-minded people like yourself, Jessica.